Hey guys, welcome back to Build and Chat. So we are going to continue on with the tavern roof and the shed for the back. Probably most of the time on this because there's going to be a lot of just gluing and waiting for glue to dry on this thing. So we're going to try to get this roof kind of fitted together here, but we're going to have to do some trimming and gluing. So sorry I missed last week, guys. The girls had a band competition and I kind of forgot about it, and so we had to go Saturday morning to the band competition. They all got, if any of you know about band competitions, all three of them got superiors on their scores, so yay. I'm proud of them. So here we go. First off, we gotta trim some stuff up. Now, between things, I did on this side, since it was already short, I just bent it over and glued it. So this is already glued down, but I haven't done anything else. So we need a bit of trimming here. About there, I think. Oh, also I'm a little sick today, so I might be kind of, stuffy and bleh. Feeling kind of ugh. Everybody in the house has been sick this week. So that kind of sucks. All right. So we're going to give this a good trimming. Turn it over so I can see, make sure I don't cut too far in. Because I can always cut more off, can't add more back. And I also can't cut with that hand. Doggone it. Alright, so here we go. Oops. The wrong thing up here on the monitor. Can't see nothing. Can't see if you guys can see anything. Alright, this is awkward. Let's see. Let's do it this way. And I'm just eyeballing this, no special measurements or anything, because that's just how I am. I make no apologies for that. Thank you. Alright, so let's get in here and alright, how's that looking? Oh, pretty good eyeballs. I'm happy with that. Did the same thing on the front. Just a little wider, I think.
Mom told me to move the cough drops.
She did. Wow. I feel like I'm working at Joanne Fabric or something. That was weird. Alright. So I think that's probably pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, holler at me in chat if you guys don't like this angle. I tried a little bit different angle for you, so I thought this looked like you could see a little more. But if it's not working for you, just let me know. Also, if you're having any trouble hearing me, because the mic's in a little bit different position, because we set it up so it would be more available for all of our stream types, but that means it's not right in my face this time. So, if you have any trouble with the sound, let me know, and I'll see what I can do about that. All right, here we go. So that's pretty good. All right, so I think what I'm going to do now, okay, so I'm just going to glue these ends together. Oh, I got to trim this off. Got the side. Okay, here we go. this here so we can get a corner on this thing. And then there-ish. We're gonna have to cover up the inside ends with some wood or some kind of trim or something to kind of finish it off, because it's really jagged and nasty looking, but that's the plan. So we'll do that. I'm working at Joanne again. All right. There we go. Towel bits. All right. So get my glue holder stickies down and throw some glue on here. Oh, get another thing of glue. Come on. There we go. And then we're just going to fold this kind of over. Doesn't take a whole lot of glue for towels apparently, because I'm guessing that all the little, whatever you call those things on towels, the nubbins, are kind of increasing the surface area, and it sticks right down even with super fresh wet glue. So, and you don't need a lot. So that's a happy thing about using towels. They do make a horrendous mess though. Oh my gosh. All right, so here we go. Here we go. We're going. All right, may have to use a knife to trim that up a little bit against the edge, but we'll see. Maybe it won't matter. Maybe I won't care. Just kind of depends. All right. So I could probably go ahead and glue. I've only got one sticky nubbins. That's all right. I need to figure out how I'm gonna figure out some way to trim this up and get it. I'm not an upholsterer. I know upholsterers know how to do this with corners. I do not. That's okay. We're just gonna make it up. Pretty sure you just gotta kind of cut the corner and then fold things over so you don't get wrinkles in the top. I think. If any of you guys know anything about upholstery, just let me know. I'd appreciate it. Okay, so we're going to put that down and kind of chop this off. Excuse my arm being in the way. All right. And then we're going to have to do the same thing over here. Can't do it with that hand. See, the weird thing is I write left-handed, I paint left-handed, but I can't use scissors left-handed for some reason. It's kind of weird. I don't know why that is. Does anybody know why that is? I also play sports right-handed, the little bit of sports that I play, which is not much. Alright, so let's get rid of this extras. MacGuffin. And this little part. All right, here we go. Hey, you child.
What?
Oh, child of mine.
What?
Can you give me some more clothespins, please?
I don't know what they are.
Caitlin knows where they are. Caitlin knows everything. Where is this? I don't know. Ask Caitlin. Should have just asked Caitlin to begin with. She knows everything. We're also gonna have to,
How
huh?
many?
I don't know, a handful. I also got to cut this chimney hole out of the top too after we get things glued down, so that's going to be a thing, but I really need to wait for all this stuff to dry up before I can do that. So does that look pretty good? That's actually looking pretty good, I think. Once we get some glue on there to kind of nap it up and harden it up and then paint it real good, I think this will turn out well. Good idea, Jim. Appreciate that, buddy. All right, so we also got to figure out what to do with the top here. I think what I'm going to do is just something like this, because I think that's pretty much how it would work in real life anyway, that they just kind of laid a thing over the top, right? Well, if that's not right, it's right in my little world. Thank you, oh darling child of mine. Let's clip this down. All right, good, good, good. And then let's do the other side. Get that part all done. That'll be a happy thing. So the cutout going here. Actually, I guess what I want to do, ideally, it's fine. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Cut it a little bit of an angle like that. Probably work a little better. Let's see. Try not to cut my finger off. That'd be awesome. Ooh, I may have cut that a little too steep of an angle. Did I? Yeah, a little bit. That's all right. We can always cover it up. All right. This is going well so far. I like it. Like when things go well. I mean, duh, who doesn't? All right, here we go. We'll clip that together. Let it dry. Yay. All right. So now, I think that's looking pretty good. I like it. What do you think, guys? Is it coming along all right? All right, so now, let's see about this thing. So first off, how wide do I want this? How wide do I need this? I think I'll, something around that width, and I got to cut some excess off anyway, so that's a good place to start. Good. Good, good, good. All right. Now let's see if we can get anywhere close to straight with this. Actually, is that one kind of straight? Can I just use that edge and cut this edge? Make my life easier? I think maybe I can. I think maybe I can. So I think maybe I will. Oh, I gotta trim that up a little. That's kind of garbage right there. All right, so we want about this width, and we want, how am I gonna cut a straight line in this? No, I'm probably not, but you know what? We'll live. We'll live, right, guys? We will live. Because I doubt very seriously when people were building thatch roofs that everything was just perfectly straight. just don't see how that would be anywhere close to possible. Let's see how I did. Well, I mean, it's not perfect, but it's a lot straighter than it was. All right. So how much of this do I want hanging over? What do I have to do with the ends here? I don't think I really want to do anything with the ends. I think I just kind of want to... Oh, I gotta do something with the ends. What am I gonna do with the ends? That doesn't look good. How am I gonna do this? Well, if I just kind of pinch the ends together, I think that'll work. So if I put something like this, what do the ends of thatch roofs look like? Let me see. I'm going to look this up for just a minute. Where's my keyboard? It's over there. Wait. All right, so let's see. Thatched roof, thatched roof, thatched roof. What does that look like? Oh. That's a pretty good picture for what I want. It's kind of an A-frame thatch roof, which is exactly what we got going on here. Ours has a little bend in it, but let's see. All right, what does kind of the end of this thing look like? So yeah, it does just kind of have stuff just draped over the edge. Where'd my picture go? Where'd you go? Where'd you go, picture? Ah. That's not what I asked for. Stupid Wikipedia. Let's see. Okay. That's roof. Yeah, so the thatching comes down, it appeared kind of tucked underneath. I mean, the thatch isn't, but that's kind of the effect you get. Then it's got a thing laying over the top like this, and the end just kind of ends. It's just kind of sitting there. So yeah, I think this will kind of work. I mean, the underside of the towel is the same thing, so it'll still look like thatch once we get it painted. And actually, they've just kind of got the, because on the picture I can kind of see it's kind of this angle, so I can kind of see up in here, and it just looks like the thatch is like tucked under like this. So this is actually fairly realistic. Weird. So anyway, okay, that back off. Okay, so I guess there's nothing to do but to glue this down, huh? Is that the thing? I guess that's the thing. And just do it. Why not? Right? Oh, I guess I put it on here actually. Make sure the ends get good and sticky. I think I'm going to put a load of wet glue on this anyway after this all dries. Just cover this whole thing with watered down glue so that it can harden up a little bit. So I think everything's going to be pretty stuck together once I get done with that, because this is going to absorb the glue. Speaking of absorbing glue, I'm running out. Oh wonderful children of mine. They're not listening to me. What would I expect? They never listen to me. Okay. So we're just gonna do that. And let this all set up. So I think that's steps for the roof. Right? So now what do we have left to do here? So I trim this up a little bit. Yeah. And trim that up. Then we've got to paste all this with glue. I'll probably do that off camera because you don't need to see me put white glue all over this thing. I mean, it's just brushing on some glue. And then I've got to figure out what to do in the ends here for trim. I'm gonna have to put some kind of trim in here, and then we got to cut down got to cut out the hole for the chimney. But I wanted everything to get dry, and I'm kind of wondering if I should. I mean, trying to cut this hole like this and be able to set it down and just slide this in is going to be tough to cut this right that way, but I think it would look better rather than cutting all the way in here and just having a slot. Well, we'll try it if it doesn't work, but that's probably for next time. So we're going to set this over here to dry. Thank you. And well, you looked at me lovingly. That was awesome. And we're going to work on this. See what we can do with this little bugger. So here we got this end kind of glued down. We're going to do another thatch roof thing. So got some more trimming and folding to do. Not as much though, because I mean, honestly, it's on the back. It's just a cover for possibly later stuff. This is going to be underneath and not shown, so I can just kind of lop it off and tuck it under, glue it. Nobody's going to care. Let's see, we got to make an incision right here. And we'll get this tucked under. Yep, that'll work. Oh, hey, somebody? Somebody? Hello? Anyone? Who's out there? Is anyone out there? Who's out there?
Upstairs. What do you want?
Can you please get me another bottle of glue? I'm out.
Oh, do we have any?
You've got like 8-gallon buckets of glue.
That's all we have.
Also, there's a bunch of these sitting in my room on the very top of my shelf. Thank you. Come on, I gotta be able to get at least enough out here to do this. Arr. Good news is it doesn't take a whole lot to stick this towel stuff down. Alright. I think I got enough to get this part going while I'm waiting on another bottle of glue. Because this doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to be out of the way.
It was covered in dust.
Yeah, I know. It's been a while since I've been doing stuff for this. Oh, thank you, my darling child. You're my favorite.
Yeah.
Don't tell the others. Alright, so this is going to be a little trickier, I think. There's going to be no tucking under. It's just going to have to be on the edge. That's what I've decided, and I will make it so. Alright, so I'm going to have to cut this back because this actually fits up under the like the porch. So let's pull this thing out and see how this is working. This little shed. So it is going to fit right here. Oh. Yeah. Like that. There we go. Yeah. I think that'll work pretty well. What do you think? Does that work good? It works for me. And then this hangs over and and later on, if I ever decide to do some LED lights in the fireplace or something, this could be a space for batteries and wires and, oh, jeez. Tell I haven't worked on this in a while. Was that like 5 years of dust? 4 years? Something like that? What a long project. I can't believe you guys actually stuck around long enough to see this thing finished. You have much more patience than I do, I can tell you. Alright, I think that's going to work pretty well. Yeah. And then once we get the roof on here, what else are we going to have to do? Oh, I still got to paint the walls up here. They're not painted yet. But, I mean, I can probably do that off camera because you guys have seen me do that 100 times. What I'm wanting to do is get this thing finished up, have it complete, and then work on some other stuff that they need for their D&D campaign. The DM and I have been talking, and I want to get some of that stuff done. So, you keep clamping. And let's see what else we can do to this thing. Alright, here we go. So what am I going to do with this? I think... What do I need to do to this? I think I just need to kind of stain this. And then once this is ready, glue it in... Yeah. Just glue it, honestly. Put the glue on here and then paint it. And so I think we're down to painting on this, and this little thing will be pretty done. Yeah. Okay. So, what I need... What do I need? Man, I need my assistant back. My assistant is sick today. Like, way sicker than me. So... She's been having some problems. Poor thing had a fever earlier this week. She's just feeling horrible. Some kind of bug flowing through the house. Let's get our... Boy, these towels make a mess. All over my seat and my pants and the floor, and probably gonna get killed by the wife. Whatever. All right. So, I just want to stain these boards up. Then we can practice our water glue on this. See how it turns out before I do it on the big thing. See what happens with it. So, oh helpers. Oh helpers. I need an assistant. Doc Chocolate. I like that. Hey, welcome to the stream. How you doing? How are things going in your little corner of the world? Chin Fong. Well, welcome to the stream. Stretch. All right, so I need to stain this stuff. So give me half a second. I will be right back. All right, I'm back. I forgot to bring this stuff over before I started. So, this lovely little can of ick is actually some homemade stain, and it's really kind of cool. So, let me get this, get a good brush for this, and then I will explain to you what's going on with this nastiness. I'm doing really good, Doc. So whereabouts in the world are you hanging out today? I'm here in Florida, Central Florida. So it's actually pretty nice outside right now. Florida can't make up its mind whether it wants to have winter or fall or summer this week. Yeah, I think we just want this old disposable brush because this is not great on your brushes, but all right, so this lovely bit of nastiness is some white vinegar in the UK. Oh, nice. Close to Games Workshop HQ. So white vinegar here, and many moons ago, I stuck some steel wool, not like Brillo pads or any of that, just plain steel wool. Stuck it in here, closed this up, and just let it go. And what happens is the steel wool will dissolve, and then you get some kind of chemical in here, and I'm not a chemist, so I don't know exactly how this works, but you get a chemical that when you put it on wood, it'll actually react with the tannins in the wood, I think, and it'll stain, and it's a really cool looking thing. The big problem is this stuff smells horrible. And it doesn't look very nice either. So anyway, let's see what this does. So if you put it on here, it goes on clear, but then you'll see it as I'm painting this. This stuff will start darkening up. And I'm not exactly sure how this works, but it's pretty cool. So Chen Fong, where are you hanging out in the world today? So you can see that's already starting to darken up, and it'll get darker the longer it sits on there. I mean, not real dark, but it'll darken up, turn kind of grayish. Oh. So this is a really nice, easy way to kind of age wood in miniature because no, it doesn't. This bottle was actually made about 6 years ago. Still smells horrible. But, you know, you just keep it in a jar like this, and when it's, I mean, it's not like it smells, it doesn't smell like it looks, for sure. But it's still pretty bad. I mean, it's like stale vinegar, or I don't even know how to describe the smell, but it's stale vinegar and rust and steel oxidation, I guess. But yeah, it's not pleasant, but it's not like toxic or deadly or gonna make me throw up or something. I mean, I guess it could some people, but the good news is it lasts for frickin' ever. I've used this on a ton of projects. So you can see how this over here, and the thing that's nice about this is it'll do different colors to different parts of the wood because it's reacting to stuff in the wood, and so it ends up being ununiform. And honestly, I think it looks really good, and it does actually age. So after a week or two, this will be a little bit grayer and more of a, in fact, I'll show you something that's had this on it for quite a while, for years actually, and you can see what it does, because what I'm going to show you actually started out exactly the same color as these things did. But you can see how it's looking like, you know, different slats are different colors, and it's kind of like a magic sauce almost. Really weird how that works, but here, and that's all it takes to do it too. I mean, you know, so this half bottle of vinegar that I made 6 years ago hasn't really lost a lot, so I imagine it could last years longer. So really inexpensive way to do this kind of stuff. But anyway, here, let me show you the inside of the tavern. These boards down here, these floorboards, that's how I did those, and they all started out the same pretty much light tan color that those other things did, and you can see what happens to them. They age really well. I think it looks really cool because it kind of brings individual boards out and pieces of boards and makes them look old. I just thought that was a really cool trick. And I forgot exactly where I learned about that. Yeah, it is kind of like mahogany.
What's that?
Mahogany, it's a type of wood. It's kind of a reddish type of wood. My little sick assistant was asking me what mahogany was. So, yeah, I mean, look, it's just amazing. I get to painting this stuff, and it's just, ooh, there you go. I forgot exactly where I learned this from, but this is I think one of the coolest things I've ever done in terrain making, because it's just, I could probably find out how it works, but honestly, I like a good mystery. So, alright, so now what we're going to do is make a giant mess. So I'm going to get my bottle of water glue. So this is basically kind of half glue, half water. Just watered down white glue. Huh?
Hence the name water glue.
Yeah, hence the name water glue. Alrighty. So we're gonna give ourselves a little bit of gubbins here. So what I want to do, this is probably dry enough for me not to have to worry about those right now. So I'm just gonna give this some water glue to kind of harden it up, and give it a little bit of nap. Yeah, homemade Mod Podge. That stuff is so expensive for what it is. I mean, it's just white glue. I can get like 4 bottles of this for the same price as a bottle of Mod Podge. I don't understand what the.
It's a sealer. It's not a glue.
Oh, so it's a sealer, but it's glue.
What's that?
Oh, okay. Well, I've just been corrected by my 11-year-old, which doesn't surprise me. It happens a lot. All right. So water glue, and we'll just get a bunch of this on here. Yeah, I know. I don't care. And then we'll kind of, I don't want to do it with the vinegar brush, because I have no idea what that would do to a towel. You've seen what it does to wood. What would it possibly do to a towel? Here's another one. Just kind of smush this around. See if we can get some nap in here and harden it up, and because we're kind of going after thatch. I've never tried towels before. It was suggested by a viewer a couple weeks ago when I was trying to figure out what to do for the roof, and I said, give it a shot. Why not? You know? So I have no idea what's going to happen to this when this dries out. I don't imagine it's going to move very much. I imagine it's going to pretty much look like this. So I probably want to get it all looking like I want it to look. I thought it was a real good idea for thatch too, especially since I had an old crappy towel that I got permission to cut up. Don't cut these up. Don't take your wife's good bathroom towels and cut these up. That might get you killed. Just saying, you know.
Yeah, that towel was already cut up from the
Yeah, this towel, she had already cut this one up for another thing, so I got special permission.
Whoa.
So, now that's drying. And once this is dry, I think it's just base coat it black and then start doing some thatch coloring on it. And this little bit will be done.
What color are you gonna do?
What, thatch?
Yeah.
Thatch is like, looks like kind of like hay. So it'd be kind of browns and golds and tans and stuff.
Are you going to paint that white first?
I'm gonna paint it black first, so it'll have lots of shadow in the background once I start putting the other colors on. Because it needs to look kind of dark, not bright. All right, so now, so how's the weather over there in the UK? Your part of the UK. I mean, the UK is, you know, not just London. I know that much. I'm not well traveled, but I do know that.
I've always wanted to go to London.
Yeah, me too. Alright, so we have got to figure out what else to do. So this is going to get set aside for now to dry. Let us find out what else we can do to this. So gray as usual. Yeah, I've heard it's that a whole bunch of England is a whole lot of gray. It's kind of like Seattle.
That's where Rosanna's from.
Rosanna Pansino. She's a Seattleite.
She's in Southern California now, but she was born here.
Pretty much, yep. So, we're going to get some of this dust and crud out of here. So, if you don't know, this is a project. I actually did a lot of YouTube stuff many years ago on my channel, and I built a lot of terrain. And this was a project, but I didn't do live streams then. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I didn't do live streams then, so all the videos were edited. Unfortunately, that takes a tremendous amount of time, and I just stopped having time to do that kind of stuff. And so about, I don't know, 4.5, 5 years ago, I was working on this project, and I just had to stop. I had to put the terrain making away. And a lot of people kept asking me, when are you going to come back and make the terrain? Finish the tavern, finish the tavern. So then we started streaming stuff for, we have another channel that's about board games and things, but we decided to move back over here to this channel and just do all the streaming, the board games, the video games, the terrain building, the D&D, just all the stuff.
Well, that's creepy.
Hey, thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. I hope you're enjoying it.
How do you know it's a man?
Well, you know what? You're absolutely right. I don't know it's a man.
Every single person that you talk to, you say man, but there's a high probability that there's been a girl.
You are absolutely right. There is a high probability that it could be a girl. So I'm very sorry if I assumed you were a guy and you're not. It's just that my viewers like are 99.5% guys. So I just, or at least that's the way it was when I was on the YouTube channel. So I just kind of got into the assumption that Everybody was a guy. I mean, not everybody, all my viewers. All right, so that's cleaned up a bit. Ugh. Anyway. Okay. Well, I mean, hope it stays that way for you. Next time you look, you don't have any surprises or anything. That would be kind of a bad surprise to have, I think. All right. So got that cleaned up. Let's look at the top floor. Let's see that cleaned up. See, we got some little bushes in there, little beds, some windows, a couple doors in there. I just got to paint all this stuff. The walls need a bit of staining, but not with that stuff. I just use acrylic paint, but just really watered down. Oh, I forgot I'd done this. This might be hard to see. Little paintings on the walls and some wallpaper. So we're going to clean some dust off of these, but I got to be a little careful because this stuff in here is kind of fragile. Now, honestly, these rooms aren't really scaled very well, but if I had scaled them well, this thing would be ridiculously big. So I just decided to go with, this is my fantasy world. I'm going to make it the way I want to. You know, what are you going to do? Absolutely nothing. Because it's my world. My world, I tells you. Oh, so this thing's been collecting dust for like 4.5 years, and I finally got back to it a couple weeks ago, and I guess people are liking the live streams, but the live streams are much easier. Yeah, actually the walls are, I don't know what you call this stuff in the UK, but we call it spackle here, but this is what I'm using for the walls. The reason I use this stuff, I mean, you can use just regular spackle. I like this because it comes out of the tube pink, and when it dries, it's white, so I can tell when it's finished without having to stick my finger in it and screw it up. Ugh, what a mess. I was telling a story. What did I... Oh, yeah, came back, what I figured out finally, we started doing live streaming, and I can handle that. We can actually do a whole lot of content with very little editing, so we can spend more time having fun and less time goofing around with videos, which, you know, I like okay, but I don't want to spend 8 hours a week doing it. So the doors, I just had I got like balsa wood sheets that were this thick. I don't know, what's that, 1/16 of an inch? And I just cut out little rectangles, and then balsa wood, because it's so easy, I just kind of drew some lines in for the doors. Got some cardboard, cut these things out, and had some, not brass, but I don't know if you can see that, some wire. I just got some copper wire, stripped it, some like 16 gauge copper wire, and wrapped it around the end of this thing, or one of these things, some of these small files. Just wrapped it around here, made like a spring, and then used some wire cutters and cut them into loops, and just glued that stuff together and painted it up. So it was actually pretty simple to do. These aren't actually moving. I didn't put any hinge things in here. They're actually stuck open or closed, because I really didn't care about that then. But yeah, that's as simple as the doors were. And then, you know, I drew the things in here, but I also put some paint and some wash in it to kind of bring them out. So it's pretty. Those were pretty simple, actually. I mean, it was a little tedious, but simple. And then, you know, because I sometimes I get a little hyper with my detail, but on these things, since they were cardboard, when I cut them out, many years of experience doing this. Yeah, I started goofing around with terrain maybe 10, 11 years ago. And I was always into artsy craftsy stuff when I was growing up. You know, I like drawing and things like that. I'm a horrible artist. I can't paint or draw worth a darn, but I found out that I like this stuff. And I don't know. I just really like miniature things. They just, you know, going to museums and stuff and seeing the little models of stuff, that, especially the hyper detailed ones, just always really intrigued me. That's where I'd end up when we go to museums when I was growing up the most, is just hanging out with looking at the models and things, because it was just always so fascinating to me to see the world tiny and get a big bird's eye view of something. So, kind of at a loss of what else to do here. Actually, I mean, to figure out how to do it may take some skill, but I'm not particularly skilled. I mean, it's not... I guess the original seeing of, hey, this piece of cardboard could turn into a door or something, could take some, but I mean, it's really, it's not a complicated thing to teach somebody how to do, honestly. I mean, I don't think there's anything in here that anybody with lots of patience couldn't replicate. It's, you know, not terribly complicated. It just takes a lot of time and patience, which is, you know, something I have and some people don't, and that's cool. Okay, so I think I probably need to get to painting those walls, because that's gots to be done, and I really can't do anything to the roof until it dries out. So where's my colors? Nope. Oh, don't tell me I didn't bring the one color down here I need for the walls. Give me a break. That might be right. I mean, it's very light, mostly watered down anyway, so. Well, if it's not perfect, I don't care. What happens to these when they're finished? Most of the time, I don't know if you can see it. Let me get this, I will show you. Most of the time, they end up back in this pile of stuff that we use for D&D. I don't know if you can see a lot of the little things that I've done back there. I've honestly only ever done one commission piece, because I didn't want to turn this into a job, because it was just something I like to do in my spare time. I think, though, that some of these things I'm just going to auction off, because they take up a lot of space, and, you know, I just don't have the space for it. So, you know, I may just auction them off once they're finished, because really the fun I have is making them. I don't need them sitting around in my house forever, because, you know, I don't do tabletop wargaming. The kids and my brother-in-law do D&D. So they use some stuff for that, but like something like this tavern, I don't know that they'd ever use it. Maybe. But alright, is this going to be light enough? Maybe a little darker. I don't think that's right. So, oh no, lost my internet. Am I still streaming? Yeah, still streaming. Just the chat. Internet glitch. Alright. So, wow, is that going to be right? Am I about to screw this up? Doesn't look right. I think I need something lighter than that. Is that the same thing? That's the same thing.
Diane?
That's a little off, it looks like. No, that's closer. It's got more yellow in it. Oh, thanks, man.
Diane?
Half your house into a workshop. I know, right? My bedroom, like half of my bedroom is taken up with this stuff. My wife is giving me evil looks. I stole half her bedroom. What? And then half of my garage is filled up with just trash that I use to build all this stuff. I mean, most of it really is just garbage. I've got, you know, a good bit of balsa wood and foam, pink foam, but most of the stuff I use is trash.
Diane?
Just because I'm cheap and it works just as well, so why not? Motorbike in the kitchen, yeah. I'm not allowed to have a motorcycle, says my wife.
You've never asked for one. Don't even go.
Somebody had a motorbike in their kitchen? That's a little odd. I think my arm's gonna fall off. This stuff is a little chunky. All right. Really watered down. We're just gonna use this thing because why not? I ain't painting minis here, so the brush doesn't really matter. This is a little more beige than yellow, I think, but oh well. They built the top floor later. I don't care. I mean, I can always repaint the bottom. So they've come out, so this is an old tavern, and they have come out and started putting fresh stuff on the top, but they haven't gotten to the bottom yet, and that's why it's different colors. Ta-da! My universe. If you screw something up, just make a story that makes it right. Oh. It's actually coming out okay. It's not too far off. That's right. Gives more character.
Diane, stop.
My little corner of my fantasy universe. Everything has a story.
Can you get Caitlin's?
That's why the roof is all bendy and stuff. Nobody would ever do that for real. But hey, in my world they do.
No. 2 acetaminophen. And 1 bottle of Mucinex. Everything for Caitlin, not my bottle.
Alright. Next
Not
side. Actually, let me take this off the
2 bottles.
bottom. It'd be a lot easier. How am I doing that?
1 Mucinex.
Alright. That's one side done. I actually like this color better than what's on the bottom, honestly. So, and even if I didn't, I'd say I did. I just need it to be not bright white, because that was hideous. But, you know, I didn't color the spackle. I didn't create the spackle. Just use it. Ooh, man, getting pretty close to done with this tavern. Just got a bit of painting left to do, and got to put some kind of framework on the end of the A-frame roof. Some kind of trim. Still have to figure out how I'm going to do that, but I mean, probably going to mostly look like this, honestly. So I don't know why I'm thinking I need to figure out. Yes, the roof is thatch. I'll show you the roof in a minute. We've got it sitting over there drying because I was doing some gluing on it a little earlier in the stream. As soon as I'm done with this, I will pull that out and show you what it looks like. It's a little weird. It's definitely a fantasy roof. Just from the shape of it. I decided I wanted to do something a little odd because, you know, make it fun. Boring old squares and rectangles. Let's do something that makes things really complicated and difficult. Just trying to keep some of the paint off of the wood. I mean, it's really watered down, so it's not doing much, but oh man, I'm being such a slob with this. Whole family does do some crafting. My youngest daughter does more art, painting and drawing type stuff. Like she drew all the she drew our logo, the characters in our logo for the channel. She did all that. And she does Sunday afternoons. She does a little crafting and painting corner on stream. And my twins, they like crafting, but they don't have a stream for it. The youngest one is the one who really got most of the artistic
Diane?
vein. Well, I mean, yeah, but they're all artistic. But I think Caitlin's the one that likes it the most.
And what about my talent?
You don't have any talent.
I don't.
You got the music talent.
Definitely not artistic.
Bless you.
Sorry.
Yeah, everybody in the house is sick in some form or fashion. I think the youngest got the worst of it, and my wife got the well, the youngest has been the sickest the longest, but I think she's kind of on the better track, getting better.
She was miserable last night.
And my wife is, I think, on the way down.
Where have you been?
At work,
I've
mostly.
been on the way up.
Oh.
I slept a whole day on Thursday.
Oh, that's true. All right, so the outside is done. Just pop in here to the inside. Oh, this is going much faster than I had hoped. Yes, we have a lot of real honey. Also, garlic is good for the thing, for the nastiness. Ooh, that's a hard corner to get into. All right, one side done. Do. Yeah, Chili will, but me and the little one are the only ones that like spicy food. The little one's kind of brave about stuff like that. I think she just wants to be like her dad. There we go. Easier if I turn it this way. The good news about really watered down paints is you can be kind of sloppy and it really doesn't matter because you can barely see it anyway. Windows, not on the top floor. I did them on the bottom, but I decided I didn't want to do that on the top.
Wow. Just shook everything.
Why don't I want to do that on the top? Because I'm lazy? No, because in my fantasy world, they don't put windows on the top. We'll go with that. Now, actually, I didn't think that they would look good on the top, being this big. Because I did them with that, that crosshatch black, the needlepoint plastic stuff, and I just didn't think that they would look good on the top, so I decided not to do those there. So I think we're all painted. Oh yeah, I actually like that color quite a bit better than the downstairs. I may end up repainting the downstairs at some point. I don't know. Let's see. How do that look? Get to the flat side. Let's see. This will go here. Yeah, that works. It's not too far off the colors, but I think I will try to get the downstairs a little closer, because that is a little too far off.
You're a little too far off.
I know. I've been a little too far off my whole life. No surprise there. I'm not worried about the other side. It's just the side that's flat where you can really see the difference. Which that is still a little different, but I think that's a little closer. Anywho, because see on this side you can't really tell because it's shadowed and stuff anyway. So I ain't worried about that. Well, I mean, you can tell because you saw me do it. But shh, don't tell anybody. Alright, so that is, I think the upstairs is finished. The downstairs is finished. The shed is close. I've just got to finish up the roof once this dries. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Glad to know there's people out there I can trust.
Do you have people keeping your secrets?
Yes. He said he would keep my secrets for me. All right, so you want to see the roof. Here's the roof. So I'm going to end up spilling this paint all over my game table, and I'll be mad. Well, more sad than mad.
It looks like it belongs on an Asian hut.
Kind of does. So, yeah, I made the roof. It's all going to be thatch. This needs a little trimming, but I'm waiting for glue to dry. And I decided to just, go with something fun, make some edge. So I've got to put some trim in here, some wood trim, and get the plaster on this and paint it up. Cut these things up, and then I'm going to put the glue. This is going to be a lot of glue. Put the glue on this, let it set up. But I'm trying to let the glue that holds it down set first a little bit. And same on the other side. And then I just have to cut the hole for the chimney. And I think this whole project will be pretty much complete. So really, the shed and this are the only work I've got left on this project. It only took 5 years. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to leave the ends kind of like this, because when I looked at a picture of, and I'm sure you've being in the UK, you've probably seen actual thatched buildings, because I think they're reasonably common over there. I mean, not like in the middle of London, but it looked to me like, the tops of thatched roofs just kind of hung over a little bit and just were there. So that seems like it'll look right to me. Yeah, I didn't actually work on it for 5 years. I took a 4.5-year break from it.
I know, I'm like, dude, it didn't take that long.
Yeah. So here's what you can help me out with, Doc. I am always looking for ideas for new things to build. I actually think I would like to build some smaller things. I don't want to build another huge building like this for a while, because it's, whew. Yeah, lots of, I kind of saw that. I was just looking for a few pictures just to get an idea, and yeah, there's a lot of different types of thatch. So, and you know what? My fantasy world, that's how they make thatch in my fantasy world. They make it out of towels and just lay it on the top. So hey. But anyway, if you have ideas of things that I could build that would be really cool and fun and not too huge, Also, I'm more of a fantasy person. I'm not big into the 40K space stuff. But hey, love to hear your ideas if you have any. Also, I think that's probably going to be the stream for today because I can't really do much more until stuff dries. So, I will be back with this next Saturday, same time. This evening we're doing board games, family board game night, live stream tomorrow morning.
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock Eastern time. This is all Eastern time. Tomorrow night.
Now I
or
don't.
tomorrow afternoon.
I don't know. It's not. Oh yeah, it is. It's at 1. We should just hopefully she's okay. I don't know if she'll do it. It's
Okay.
Caitlin's. So we'll just have to
Caitlin
see.
usually does at 1 p.m. Eastern her painting and stuff, but
Art.
she's pretty sick, so she may not be on tomorrow. Monday nights I play Battle Brothers. Tuesday
Maybe I
afternoons.
should play Skyrim in place of her art.
Yeah, we'll have something on at 1. Either
I'm tired of waiting on
Caitlin's
playing.
art or Wendy playing Skyrim. Nights I play Battle Brothers. Tuesdays she plays Skyrim. What do we? Friday
Wednesday,
nights.
Then Friday Arc, which is what we did last night.
Friday is Arc.
So you've already
And
went around the
then
whole
we're back
circle.
to Saturday. So that's the whole deal. And the schedules, of course.
Thursday
up
we're
on the
probably going to get the twins on something though.
Twitch page. Yeah, we're working on the twins are working on doing some stuff on Thursday evenings. So we're gonna have a whole lot of streaming going on. So thanks everybody for joining today. Please follow us on Twitter and Facebook, and if you like us here, follow us here. Subscribe on YouTube because all these go up to YouTube, so that you guys can either review them or catch up if you've missed stuff, especially for the D&D campaigns for the kids. Anyway, appreciate you guys being here. I hope you had lots of fun. I had fun. Thanks for talking with me, and game on.